MOROTO Municipal Council Community Development Officer Sarah Kwaso was recently confronted by residents of MOROTO Municipality South Division over presenting ghost scripts at Baraza Forum. Now, the local accountability meeting was organized by the Office of the Prime Minister and analyzed the funds received in 2019-2020 financial year.
During a heated local accountability meeting held by the Office of the Prime Minister in South Division of MOROTO Municipality, the Municipal Council Community Development Officer Sarah Kwaso failed to give a satisfactory presentation on how she spent the monies she received in 2019-20.
Regina Mundi Youth Group that received 11 million, to Kasane Youth Group located in Lebaline received 7,500,000. Kitopolo Youth Mobile Money received 6,950,000 shillings. So as I said, in total, South Division has received 25,450,000 shillings.
However, what she presented was trashed by angry residents.
Ezo group ezebagamba tebatera kutuandika fe tuli kumabali ngate naffe tuli balonzi tuli bana Uganda kale kintu ekyo kitunyugiriza nnyo fe abantu ba wansi tetulina kyetufuna.
But time for bringing the money, you find this very big people of ours, the ones who are in charge of this supplying of the money, they are the ones again corrupting the money, they are the ones consuming that money. Money don't reach to the needy. They become again the needy.
But Akwaso insisted, saying she has enough evidence to prove beyond reasonable doubt of the residents.
Those groups are existing. That is why I'm able to mention the chairpersons of the groups and the locations. Only that the mobilization never targeted those people, probably. Because if those people were mobilized, I believe they could have been here. That is why I've mentioned their names, and somebody is free to go and look for where these people are. I am even ready to give them the contacts of these people.
The Minister of State for Karamoja Affairs, Moses Chizige, promised to follow up the matter for further investigations.
None of the groups mentioned, the people seem to know about them, let alone their leaders. So we are going to do further investigations to follow up to know exactly who took the money. And I'm not surprised that they are not paying back the money. The youths are not paying back the money. It could have been eaten by civil servants, but this is something which calls for further investigations, and we are going to do that.
This has been partly attributed to the reluctancy of the political wing in the division for not doing enough in monitoring government ongoing projects, leading to the collapse of some of them.
Because if you are to do any business, you cannot do it as a person. Because these are government programs. We normally receive information at the center, we cascade the same information to the divisions, and we move with our councillors to these particular divisions. We mobilize these people together. But the problem is actually that when you invite people, sometimes they don't come.
In another development, area politicians say they are sidelined from government projects.
Even web project, it is under the what? It's still under well creation, because we are not supposed even to see. It is them who are operating out of it. So we politicians are just being left like that.
However, it should be noted that several issues were mentioned in the Baraza meeting, which include untimely distribution of Operation Wealth Creation products and poor mobilization of local revenue.
MOROTO Municipal Council Education Department is stuck with 16 secondary school teachers who are not on government payroll but teaching in government-aided schools. MOROTO Municipal Council Education Officer William Lokiru said that even those on the government payroll are paid according to their first qualification, not the current one. Lokiru was speaking at a local accountability meeting Baraza organized by the Office of the Prime Minister in MOROTO Municipality.
MOROTO High School is one of the government-aided secondary schools in MOROTO municipality with 41 teachers. However, only 25 are on government payroll. The rest survive on the mercy of the Parents and Teachers Association facilitation. This has partly affected the development of the school.
We don't have enough resources to do other developmental, to buy other necessary, let's say, scholastic materials, and also to offer all the services needed effectively, because the finances which would go to other services in the school, now you have to pay the teachers.
Private teachers who were hired to teach in MOROTO High School narrated their ordeal during the COVID-19 total lockdown.
Like during the lockdown, when the school had no money to pay us, surviving was very hard. Automatically we went back home and we had to survive from the home people.
I needed money to do some business, but there was no capital. So what I did was to just buy some millet, and I used to make millet flour for porridge, and I would sell. Then I would also make nuts and I would sell. So that is how I managed to survive.
The government allocated 20 billion shillings to boost circles of private teachers affected by the lockdown. Some could not afford to borrow that money at 12% interest.
So we formed a small group here of private teachers. But when we looked at borrowing that money at 12%, we saw that it will not be easy for us because the group is small, it has just begun, and what we have saved is very little.
MOROTO Municipal Council Education Officer William Lokiru appealed for government's intervention.
Some of them are taking mathematics, biology, chemistry, who are always very rare to be got. So my humble request is, if possible, these teachers who have stayed in MOROTO for long, who have stayed in MOROTO High School for long, would be given an opportunity for recruitment.
The Minister of State for Karamoja Affairs, who chaired the local accountability meeting organized by the Office of the Prime Minister, promised to forward the matter to his counterpart for possible intervention.
So I will be making an appeal to the Education Service Commission and the Minister of Education to come and do school-based recruitment like we did 3 years ago, and then we can be able to maintain here. As for the primary school teachers, we need to encourage our own young children to go and train as teachers, because what's happening now, teachers come from Kweni, from Bulambuli, from Otuke, from Katakwi, and they come here. Once they access the payroll, they get salaries and then disappear.
Let's take a short commercial break and we'll be back with more news.